This is Movie Podcast
Man,
Okay.
Michael and Philip.
with me, Michael.
And me, Philip. You guys, of course, didn't see what he was doing because it's not a video. But
No, it is a video.
after the now part, he just kept acting like he was saying now, but there was nothing coming out.
No, that's on your Zoom connection, dipshit. Okay, it actually did, and we are recording for video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I told you this explicitly before we started. I said we're recording the Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So let's explain why, though. Philip and I, well, hold on. We'll do that next week. I'll just give you a little bit of a teaser. We have big changes going on in 2024 now, don't we?
Well, we have big changes, but not big changes in Little China.
Not big changes in Little China. We have big penises in Little China, okay?
Yeah.
Big penises, and when I think of Little China, I think of big penises, okay? And
Well, it's not called Big China.
it's not called Big China. If it was Big China, it'd be little penises.
Yeah.
This is Little China. You got to make up for it. Big penises.
It's the town of magic.
It really, well, hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but it certainly is, Phil. It certainly is. But I'll just give you a little teaser. Next week, we have a New Year's edition of the podcast coming out. We want you guys to check it out because, again, we got big stuff to talk about in Little Podcast. Okay?
Yes. And
There.
Little Podcast.
Little Podcast China.
Well, I said Little Podcast Ina.
No, see, now I'm thinking that there has to be a Joe Rogan equivalent in China, and I would love to hear that.
Yeah, me too, but
Like some fucking roided out Chinese, like dum-dum who's just talking about, he's like, wow, Americans are just so weird, bro. And he's talking to some state official Communist Party member who's just like, yeah, they eat babies over there. You know,
yeah,
just like,
they actually created COVID in our lab, behind our backs.
Phil, this is our post-Christmas heckisode, and before we finally wrap up John Carpenter month, what do you say? We talk about Santa Claus.
Talk about Sandy Claus.
Okay.
Santa Claus.
So while you're too busy resting on the laurels of that unfunny pun you just did, how about instead you tell me what Sandy Claus brought you?
Okay, well, Sandy Claus brought me, let's see.
Wow.
Sandy Claus gave me money.
Okay, me too. How much?
Yeah.
How much now? You have to tell me an exact dollar amount.
Telling you a dollar amount.
Okay, fine, but you got money.
Yeah. Then
people don't know this. Philip's dad invented anti-vaxism, so I'm sure his dad can give him a pretty big check for Christmas.
Yeah. He wait, what'd you say?
He invented anti-vaxism.
Yes, he invented anti-vaxism. That's why we're so rich and sick all the time.
All the time. Phil, you're yellow.
I am. I should just move to Springfield.
Hey. I don't know what that is. I've never seen cartoons, but go off, Queen. What else did you get for Christmas?
Well, my wife got me a sweater with Darth Vader on it.
What's it say? Hold on, stop. Go slow here. This is a big episode. We're recording for 24 hours.
It's like a Darth Vader, it's a Christmas sweater with, of course, the Darth Vader face and, like, the stormtroopers each on it and, like, candy canes. And then she also got me
Hold on, does the sweater say anything?
I think it says, like, Merry Christmas.
It doesn't say, like, Mary. Let me try and think of a Star Wars pun.
I gotta go look at it to figure it out. I
It doesn't
forgot.
matter. I'm trying to do a fucking bit. Jesus Christ. What do you have you not We've been podcasting for going on 9 years now, and you still don't know how like I'm trying to joke with you, silly pants. Give me a second. Let me think
Maybe
of
I
it.
have some kind of virus.
Yeah, well, it's because your dad is the king of anti-vaxism. And again, I think personally I disagree with that, but I still respect all respect to you guys. You know,
Yeah.
you like pretty much ripped this country in half the past 3 years, and I got to love you for it.
Well, that's been our goal ever since we lost the little war call that wasn't very civil, but was civil.
No, but it was silver because back then there was a lot of silver products like muskets and teeth and
Sabers.
sabers. Fuck, dude. The T-1000.
Money.
Money was silver back then. That's true. Why don't we just call it the Silver War?
I don't know.
Like, why is it called the Civil War? Has anybody ever done this bit? Hold on. The Civil War, more like not that civil if you think about it. Really, guys, think about it, bro. Like, I can get all Bill Hicks on it. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Put on the
That's
super
when
cool.
you know you got the audience, is when you get in your Bill Hicks mode. That's when they put the sunglasses on and they listen.
Oh, dude, and the fucking leather duster because you're cool and not gay.
Yeah, you're like Walker, Texas Ranger. Fucking like
Oh, like boots.
like a Jimi Hendrix song in the background, or
It has to be
like
Jimi Hendrix. Here's the thing. People don't realize this. If you actually like rock and roll music, you're like never thinking about Jimi Hendrix. If you have the musical taste of like, you know, a fat Midwestern ant, where
yeah.
you've sort of
Oh,
just
you're Bon Jovi.
that's what I mean. You have like a passing familiarity with rock and roll. Then if somebody says, "Who's the greatest guitarist ever?" your first answer, unblinking speed, you will go Jimi Hendrix. You'll also say that stupid shit Melissa Etheridge said on VH1 once when they were talking about Phil. What's the name of the lead singer
Oh,
from um God damn it, Thin Lizzy.
oh yeah,
Phil Lynott?
Bill Lynott.
Phil Lynott. She said he's the Jimi Hendrix of bass players, and it's like, Melissa, you're just saying that because he's
Because he's
black.
black.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's like if I think of a Jimi Hendrix like a fucking bass player, it's bass players you that the mainstream media is not going to know because nobody will one gives a fuck about bass.
Yeah, but it's also like, Melissa, come to my window real quick. I have something to tell you, you know? And she comes trudging along, you know, and right in her Doc Martens, and right, and I just look right at her, right, and I lean out my window. I'm dressed. I've got my nightcap and my stub of
Yeah,
candle because it's Christmas Day, by the way. And I do
yeah,
say,
you've got
dear
the
boy,
candle.
I say, dear boy, what day is it? Because I have that problem. I think a lot of folk singing women are little boys.
Yeah, I was like, she's like, hey, wait a minute,
and
name's
then
Melissa.
and I say, Melissa, you did a shit lib racism just then, okay? Just because Phil Lynott from fucking the Thin Lizzy was black does not, and he played the bass, does not make him the Jimi
No,
Hendrix of bass players. It's like Phil, like you just said. It would be somebody you'd be like, I don't know who that is.
yeah, you would have to like, well, for one, you would have to listen to like,
I don't know, jazz,
yeah,
you know? It would have to be
jazz
like,
rock, like some
I mean,
like
look, we could be
jazz fusion
douchebags.
stuff.
We could be douchebags and go Flea. We could say Flea, I guess. Because, I mean, I don't like Red Hot Chili Peppers, but
Yeah,
the guy can play bass.
play bass. He's got some funky notes.
He's a funky monkey, that's for sure. But okay, so your wife bought you a Phil Lynott T-shirt that says Jimi Hendrix on it. Okay, what
Yeah.
else?
Well, she got me this ring because I didn't have like an actual like. Well, the ring that I had didn't fit. It was so it would like slide off. So I was like, I can't wear this one. So then she got me this one to wear, and it's a size smaller.
Oh, okay. Well, you do have very tiny hands.
Yeah, I have thin granny hands.
You always
I have
have
thin Lizzie hands,
thin
and I
Leslie,
have
thin Leslie hands.
yeah, and I have Betty Davis eyes.
No, you don't. You have really shitty eyeballs. The doctor told you that. I'm not trying to be mean. The doctor said that. You called me in a furious fucking mood. You said, "Michael, I don't care that you're at work. I got to tell you what the doctor just said I have the shittiest eyeballs." No, they work fine. He just for some reason wanted to take a shit emotionally on my eyeballs.
And keep in mind, my doctor's blind.
That's right.
So
You're
I'm getting diagnosed wrong from right to left.
but
Like
that's
that's a tumor at my
okay.
balls.
Okay, we're not gonna talk over each other. Fucking 9 years we've been podcasting, you still pull this stupid bullshit on me. Or how about this? What if we flip it? What if for 9 years I've just been getting unnecessarily upset with you when we happen to have the natural talking over each other thing that happens in conversation, and I've just never been able to fucking stop bitching about it?
Send us what you think, listeners. Let us know like which one's the asshole.
Email.
We can
Oh man,
finally get the
Phil,
9 year
shut up. No, I think we know who's gonna win. Who's the biggest bitch on the
yeah.
podcast?
It's just always going on at the balding guy.
Oh, Phil, where'd you go for Christmas?
Christmas Eve, we went to my stepsisters to see my dad, stepmom,
She lived
step
near you.
siblings.
She lived near
Huh?
you.
Yeah, she lives like up like about 15 minutes away.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we went there. Chris then came home, uh, watched Gremlins.
God, I didn't watch. How many Christmas movies, TV shows, like how many Christmas things did you watch this year?
A lot more than I would have if I were single, actually.
Oh, interesting. That makes
Yeah, because
sense. That makes sense.
we started like I think like the day after Thanksgiving with like old like
Jesus fucking
Frosty the
Christ.
Snowman and
You watched all the Rankin Bass?
Rudolph. Yeah, like the Rankin Bass.
Oh. I'm doing that
Glimpse
after
of
we get off the fucking horn here. I'm going to sit down. I'm not kidding. I've been listening to a lot of Tom Waits today because, well, let's just say a little chubby, balding Santa brought me.
That sounds like Santa.
You really are like gearing up to be the coolest, funniest Santa.
Yeah.
Like, just like a beer.
Ernest.
Yeah.
We did watch that, I think.
Oh,
Had to.
you watched Ernest Stole Christmas? Yeah, yeah. Ernest
Wait.
Stole Christmas.
No, but we did watch the Dr. Seuss Grinch and then the Jim Carrey Grinch.
I was over at Alejandro and Rachel's on Friday for Friendsmas or whatever the fuck, right? And at one point, we're drunk, we're hanging out, and Alejandro's like, "Hey, can we watch the Jim Carrey Grinch Who Stole Christmas?" And I was like, and I had to be a Grinch. I said fucking no because
Okay.
I'll tell you why though. It's not because I don't think it's a good movie. But that's not why I said no. The reason I said no is when I saw that movie in theaters, probably the week before Christmas, maybe the week after Thanksgiving, whenever it came out in 2000 or 99 or whatever. That
Yeah.
movie damn near gave me a panic attack because it is so upsetting and
It's
weird and
upsetting
ugly.
looking.
I don't like that movie at
Ugly,
all. I
yeah.
like
I don't like
aesthetically.
that.
I hate that
don't.
movie.
I like the original Dr. Seuss one with fucking Karloff, right?
Who did
He
the
got the voice, the singing voice.
yes.
Yeah.
Hunter and I were actually talking about this with his brother. on Thanksgiving. We were talking about because Alejandro's learning piano from his sister Sydney. I'm learning a lot of guitar. I'm taking guitar lessons from Sydney.
I
She
noticed you're getting a lot better because you did the music for this video for the short.
it's not coming out till January 2nd, but I did do the score for it, and thanks, I appreciate that. But I really appreciate that. I've been trying to just like learn different genres instead of just punk because I don't have an electric guitar. I live in an apartment. I can't be fucking plugging in and just playing four chords as fast as I can, as out of tune as I can anymore. It's like, no, I actually want to learn guitar.
I have
Any
my electric, but the cord is like fucked up, so it's like every time you put it in. So I've been needing to go to the store to get a new guitar fucking cable for like
Well, you've got to come down
5
here
years.
anyways. When you come down here, why don't you just fucking? I'll take you up to Guitar Center.
Yeah, sure.
It's about 5 minute drive from here. Big
Yeah,
superstore. I got to get some stuff. Anyways,
I'm
Alejandro
gonna
was
fix it up.
learning some piano stuff, and he was trying to learn the Grinch song, and we were talking about it for a good half hour about how the Boris Karloff singing "You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch" is the sickest fucking diss track. It's the original diss track. It's like Ether by Nas level fucking diss track. Like it is unnecessarily fudging mean. That fucking diss track, dude. It's so good. Anyways, okay, so you've been watching a lot of Christmas stuff. The only thing I saw before Christmas was, well, I guess it was Christmas morning. I woke up here at my place and I had a couple hours before I had to go over to my mom's and I put on, what the fuck did I put on? Oh, I put on Elf.
That's what I did not watch this year, and I
It's,
love that
oh,
movie. I
really?
have,
It's such fucking classic, dude.
yeah,
Insta classic. I mean, there's something so sweet, a little fucked up, I guess, if you think about it, but not really, about the scene where she's taking a shower and he joins her in singing. Well, he didn't join her, but he's standing in the
oh, outside.
bathroom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it'd be great if he's so not aware of what's wrong. She's taking a shower singing "Baby It's Cold Outside," and he just comes in fully clothed. He's just standing. Elf, you know what's funny? Elf could absolutely be a fucking like when they did that Winnie the Pooh fucking reimagining where it's a horror movie. You could totally take Elf and make it fucking frightening.
It's like 1 hour photo.
That it would be more like that. He gets really like Christmas level obsessed with her. You don't even have to change the fucking dialogue. You just really have to change the score instead of just like bing, 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 like just like cutesy fucking Christmas music. Just make it fucking
Yeah, so
type fucking violins.
and in reality, he's not really an elf. His dad is James Caan, and he's a grown man that has to raise this grown manic son.
Okay, so he's just a probably realistic depiction of Scott Conn.
Okay, yeah, there we go, but taller. I want my son
No,
to be over
no,
5'5".
not taller. No, 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 no. I want him to be 5'4", angry,
Okay.
fucking violent piece of shit rich kid.
Yeah,
Again,
I work at the fucking North
that's,
Pole.
I mean, I know nothing about Scott Conn. I'm sure he's a sweetheart, but I'm just going to go ahead and take a leap and say he's probably got his moments. Right? If he's anything like his old man, which
Anything like Papa.
which he is the spitting image of, then I
Yeah.
would imagine he's a pretty aggressive member of the tribe. Anyways, Phil, we're 20 minutes in. I got to ask you why you didn't ask me what Sandy Claus brought me.
What did Sandy Claus bring you?
Sandy Claus brought me money,
Cash Money Millionaires.
the Bible,
Okay. It's
a
kind of
gun,
That's cool.
nickel-plated pistol, dude,
That's cool.
with one of those fucking Hitman Bloodline fucking extended fucking clips and a silencer with a scope, dude.
Okay. Hell yeah, man. I'm jealous.
And a fucking really cool barcode tattoo on the back of my neck.
Cool. It's
Yeah.
a can of peas.
What?
It's a can of peas when you scan it.
Is that true?
I knew a guy that had one of those tattoos, and I was like, "So what is it?" He's like, "It's actually a can of peas." I actually like took the label to the tattoo artist. He's like, "I want this," and the guy's like, "Okay." Like a can of like Jolly Green Giants or whatever.
Yeah, okay. So like if you could have a barcode tattoo, which every really cool dude wants, a barcode tattoo. That's without question. If you could have a really cool barcode tattoo on the back of your neck, if you could scan it, what would it have come from for you?
Beef jerky, a bag of jerky,
That sounds like Philip. That's a
yeah,
Philip thing.
cigarettes.
Cigarette. Okay, that would probably be me. I would like
Oh,
mine.
this is
I would like
yeah.
my barcode tattoo when you scan it, all right, on the back of my neck. It just pumps. It's like a Louis Grizzard omnibus. Just be like a lame Southern humorist from the 80s.
I'm a humorist. It's like you're not funny.
You're a
You're lame.
fucking tumorist, okay? You know?
You're just a southern nerd, sissy. Like, you know what I find funny about dandelions? It's like I don't care, dude.
I
You're
don't
like
give a
making
fuck.
music.
I do not care where you find humorous about dandelions.
Yeah.
But then I would be like, all right, what do you find humorous about dandelions? And he'd be like, he'd probably say something that you at least go like, huh, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Because they don't go with the, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Some
what I found humorous about dandelions is if you take 100 of them and you bound them together really tightly, and you fold all the flowers over on top of each other, it forms a penis head, and then you can shove it. It gets really firm, like fibrous, and you can shove it right up your fanny.
yeah, or you can shuck on it.
You can suck on it and then jerk yourself off while you're doing it.
Yeah. It's like, okay. I think you know what? Lewis, you're not that bad.
Lewis, you're kind of all right by me, dude. You're all right. Okay, so for those who have been following, Philip and I, at the very end of October, said to ourselves and to the audience, writ large, that we love, Luvvve, love us some John Carpenter.
Yep.
And so we started out with, sorry?
We loved him so much, we were like, yeah, we'll do a whole month, and that turned into like
Well, yeah. So we said, all right, that's it. Starting first week in November, every week you're getting a John Carpenter parody. John Carpenter month. That's what we were calling November. We're now headed into January, and we're finally done.
yeah. we loved him so much that we had to extend our love.
Now, I need to also add, it's not because we got so excited by John Carpenter month that we made, I don't know, 8 or 9 parodies every week. It's that it just took a while. Y'all, between getting Christmas gifts and fucking, work and having lives outside of the show, it took a sack.
A shack.
It took a shack.
Yeah.
It took 2 shacks.
It took 2 shacks.
Yeah.
In my mouth.
It took shacks. It made shacks to my mouth.
All right, Tone. I don't care.
Yeah, Tone. Yeah, but the way we were doing the accent, that's more like Goldmember.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, his father.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
His what? Oh, his father. Okay.
And he was picking off skin flakes, and he was like, That's your keeper." What
Yeah.
a creepy movie. By the third one, it was like, okay, this joke is done.
Yeah.
I mean, Spy Who Shagged Me, fuck yeah. First one, total classic. By the
Yeah.
third one, Beyonce's in there just like, what am I doing in here, sugar? And it's like, let's get this over with.
Yeah. Yeah. A movie. I like it. Like if I have to go through like the three movies, of course I'm gonna watch it.
If
But
you have to for work. Phillips never explained, but his job is he's a construction worker, but his evil, shitty boss makes him watch every trilogy, and that's not as good a job as you think. That's part of his training program.
did you watch Gold Member? Yes. For some reason I watched it twice.
Did you watch the third Blade? Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah, I did. He's like, how about that Steven Dorff, huh? He's like, I don't know if he was even in that one.
First one. Triple H is in the third one.
Did you watch Triple X 3 times?
Not even once.
Me neither.
Not even the one with Ice Cube.
Okay, so this week we're talking about we have to get into this. This week we're talking about last time we talked about the fuck was the last one we did? The Thing? No. Oh, the last one we talked about was Escape from New York, which is
Yeah.
my personal all-time favorite John Carpenter movie. This ultimate episode of the John Carpenter experience. We're talking about Philip's favorite John Carpenter movie, right? Like, this is it, right? For
Big
you?
Trouble in Little China? Yeah.
Okay,
It's fun.
so it's your number one, even though you just went number two in your pants. I can
Few
tell.
times.
A few times.
Few.
When was the last time you pooped your pants?
I think when I had the flu like 8 years ago, like I sneezed and I was like, oh no. I'm
You're
like on the
lying.
couch
I feel like
shivering.
you poop your pants at least once a year.
No, I don't just poop my pants once a year.
just to keep it up. Just be like, well, I haven't pooped my pants this year. Might as well. Okay, so Phil, this is your favorite John Carpenter movie. What do you say you start with explaining what this movie's even about, bruh? I'm not. Look, this is very laid back. Philip has no notes. I have no notes. This is a movie so good it doesn't need notes. But what's this movie about, basically?
Well, it's almost like a Western set in the modern times. Old friends are meeting up in a little town and looks like uh looks like one friend has to help the other friend get his wife back or his fiance, and then he finds him a woman, and they all go on an adventure.
Hey, when I ask for the plot, I'm not saying give me a riddle.
Oh,
What's the plot, dick phase? like
okay, sorry.
so and so is in this and he plays this guy and here's what
Okay,
happens specifically. Why did you do that? An
okay, sorry.
old long time ago, a
Open
man.
yesteryear.
Yes, exactly. Come on. What is it? Like, give me the plot. A little bit more
Okay,
specific.
there's a trucker named Jack Burton, played by Kurt Russell, that comes into town to meet an old buddy, and they got to find the dude's fiance, and there's magic
Because
because they're in the land of magic, Little
you
China.
turned it back into a mystery.
Oh, kind of is a mystery.
Have you seen this movie?
Never. I've never seen.
Oh, that's what it is. Why are we even doing it then?
Oh, I thought we were doing the movie Big Trouble.
No, Jesus. That used to piss me off is I had these friends who would be like, dude, Big Trouble's like the best movie ever. And I thought they were shortening Big Trouble in Little China. I was like, yeah, I never saw that one, but I love Escape from New York. I love Halloween. And they'd be like, what are you talking about?
It's like, yeah, I love that movie. I love the guy that's like Raiden, and they're like, what the Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I'm a late comer to this movie. Now, normally I'm an early comer,
Yeah,
but this is one I didn't see until like 4 or 5 years ago. We covered it on an earlier edition version of the podcast, and I fucking love this movie so goddamn hard, dude. I
okay.
watched it three
So
times the first day I saw it. I watched it 3 times in a row. I was also
like
unemployed.
corny as shit, but it's so good that like the corniness.
Well, it's intentional, right? And
Yeah,
I feel like John Carpenter on this, like, look, we did a whole month of his movies, a whole 2 months. So he grew up a fan of cowboy movies. He grew up a fan of, just B movies in general, fucking monster movies, fantasy movies, all that kind of stuff. In this one, he just rolls it all up together in a big fat fucking blunt, bro.
yeah, and a
And
big
it's Dan K, dude.
okay,
It's that
Dan
fucking
K.
dude. It's fucking Jack Harrer level fucking dude.
Okay,
Yeah, this shit will put you sideways, bro.
oh, like Paul Giamatti.
hmm hmm This
Okay.
is the Paul Giamatti of '80s fucking cowboy kung fu sci-fi movies.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Which, by the
it's got
way,
everything.
it's got every look. When I think of everything, I think of Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, eating an everything bagel.
hmm And he's still like grumpy about it.
Yeah,
He's still
well,
screaming.
I wanted regular cream cheese, and all you had was strawberry. This is
This
gross.
is gross. What the
An
fuck
everything
is this? A
bagel.
fucking, and with his like little fucking ugly body.
Yeah,
like
just like
when
like yeah, just jumping around and like stomping.
when I think of literally everything on earth that is worth a fuck, I just pause and I freeze, and the people around me go, "Are you okay? You were talking just a second ago. What's wrong?" And my eyes go completely 8-ball hemorrhage black, and I stare off, and start drooling blood, and I just go, "Paul Giamatti."
It does sound a little satanic.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Paul Giamatti? Paul
Yeah,
Giamatti is one of those concepts. I don't even think of him as like a dumpy, doughy little character actor. I think
yeah.
of him instead as like a way of channeling the human id, the psyche, the shadow that looms large.
Yeah,
Like when I think of Paul Giamatti, I fucking just jizz myself to sleep, dude.
a whole sock.
A pink sock.
You call it your Giamatti catchers.
I have a every morning when I wake up, there's a Paul Giamatti catcher hanging from the corner
Like,
of my four-post bed, bro,
I know it is mine.
because it's filled with jizz. Mine. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. I love this movie.
I do too. Shit. So you know who's great in it though? Victor Wong.
Well, that's because you're sexist. I would say who's great in this is Kim Cattrall.
Okay, yeah. Well, she is the strong female lead in the movie.
Yeah, and I know that makes you mad because you're an incel, but
It does. It
it
makes me so
it
mad.
makes you so mad that she's even in it, dude. You're like, and you get deep on it. You're like, yeah, but she was a bitch on the set of Sex in the City 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Because you're also a huge Sex in the City fan.
Yes.
Which I get. I get that.
Yeah.
You know,
I like Sarah Jessica Parker.
Carrie Bradshaw or whatever her name is.
Terry, yeah. I think it is. Wait, is it really Carrie
Hold
Bradshaw?
on, I'm looking it up now. Hold on. Let me
I'm
fix my
Terry
light.
Bradshaw's little sister.
Yeah, let me see. Who is Carrie Bradshaw?
I know
Yes,
Terry
yes,
Bradshaw.
motherfucker. I knew it. Okay.
That's funny.
Carrie Bradshaw is Sarah Jessica Parker's character from Sex in the City. And I'm sure people have had to make the joke that, you know, she's like, "Oh, my older brother's coming into town." Right? And all like her
Put
slutty
on the
friends are just like,
Steelers.
"Ooh," and then he fucking shows up and it's Terry
Just,
Bradshaw.
just a tall, drunk fucking cowboy with like a half a six pack of 16 ounces. Hell yeah, I need a place to plop.
Yeah, he would say plop. He's a plopper.
My friends are coming over.
Yeah, and his name's Mr. Plopper, and his friends coming over, penguins.
Yeah, that would be, you know, if that happened in an episode of Sex in the City, I'd watch it.
I'd watch at least that episode.
Like, hey, if this happens every episode.
And it doesn't. Most episodes, it's just she's like, oh, I don't know. I just blew this Persian guy, and he was weird.
Yeah, I like wine.
I like wine. I like wine and just sort of talking about girl stuff and post 9/11 New York City. And isn't that something? You know, do you remember the band episode of Sex in the City where the thumbnail for it was they were all doing goatsy?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, you remember that, bro? You
That
remember that
one was again that was a great thing that I could take from Sex in the City.
shit? Yes, the goatsy episode.
The
The
Terry Bradshaw
Terry
I'm
Bradshaw.
getting you big brother episode.
Uh-huh.
He's just constantly like having to pick up his beers off the floor. It's like I hate this.
Well, when you said he's got a six pack of beer he shows up with looking for a place to plop, I immediately thought it would be funny if the six pack, all six beers are still on the rings, okay? They're still all hanging there, but he's already cracked open and drank half of each one.
Yeah.
He's just like, you can have one. And she's like,
Here,
it's half a warm beer.
well,
It's
take the
flat.
other half and pour it into that one. Now you got a whole beer.
Now you got a whole beer, puss. Okay, I'm sorry that I don't have Stellar Artois.
Yeah.
Okay,
Taylor Arnold's.
but yeah, man, I also am a huge fan of Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Just trying to find segues here.
Well, I loved that character so much that I have two of the tank tops.
That's an iconic fucking tank top too. It's what is it? It's a white tank top, which is already a fucking big ask of a guy to wear a white shirt.
Like, yes, a white shirt because you're gonna get something on
You're
it.
gonna get a little bit of gabagool on it.
Yeah,
But it's a white tank top with some sort of what is that? Like a
like a samurai
yeah.
and like
And
the
he's
Rising
doing
Sun,
goatsy, I
and
think.
he's getting goatsy. Yeah, showing his goat off.
Yeah, dude, because he's goated up, dude. He's the
So
greatest of
you
all time at spreading
he's
his
the
fucking
goat.
yeah, dude. Yeah, man. But yeah, so it's Kurt Russell wearing a. So you have two of the goatsy tank tops, is what you're saying.
Yes, I bought a second one after I soiled the first.
Jizz rag.
No, like fucking barbecue sauce from like ribs. So I got a second one. I'm always scared. I'm like scared to wear it anywhere.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like
Because you
something's
can't
gonna
fit
happen
it.
to it.
Oh, okay,
No,
okay.
I'm just scared I'm just gonna up.
I bought this is the dumbest thing I did in a while. It hasn't been stained, but I went and bought a white button-up shirt. Right? Because I'm trying to dress nicer. I'm trying
Yeah.
something different style-wise because I'm gay like that and I got this really nice white button-up and I'm trying to prove to myself that I'm not a slob when I wear it. But I realized quickly that I just eat things like a fucking monster. So like I haven't stained this white shirt yet, but it's cuz I'm very 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 conscious of it, right? Whereas my entire life if I had white shoes, white fucking I've never had white pants, I don't think, but like like I'm some fat southerner headed to church wearing white pants with clearly piss stains.
Yeah, with some like white gloves too, and like a handkerchief,
Yeah.
like
Would you
covered in like
Oh, just
ketchup.
head to toe in white.
Oh yeah.
Could you make it through one day if you had to wear a full white costume
No,
with no
I would make it
stains?
that morning,
Yeah, you would shit yourself.
or just like spill coffee on it.
You'd spill coffee, and then the coffee would upset your tum tum, and then you'd shit yourself. So the front and back would just be ruined.
Oh yeah,
It'd be
it would
ruined.
look like I sat in pudding.
Yeah, exactly. Shitty, shitty, shitty flavored pudding.
Yeah,
No, ma'am. This is not. I did not poop myself. I sat in a bowl. You're not gonna believe this. I sat in a bowl of Mott's shit flavored pudding.
you're not gonna believe this, but there's a
Somebody.
pudding that is also shit.
It's a good
They're
line
like,
reading on that.
they
There's a pudding that is also shit.
get
You believe that? You believe that?
well,
You believe that
fine,
bull?
I guess. I
You
don't
believe
know.
that bullshit? They made a whole pudding out of shit, and I went and sat on it on the inside of my pants. Though that's what's weird about it. You're not gonna believe this. Some fucking little punk showed up a few minutes ago and pooped in the back of my britches. And now it looks like I pooped myself. Anyways, I gotta go home early and I'll take PTO.
I gotta find a lawyer.
I gotta find a lawyer.
A lawyer.
Okay, so look, this episode is a post Christmas episode. We're not going to cover this movie. We've proven that at this point.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk about some things from it. And one of them is a thing that we've brought up on the show umpteen million times, I'm sure. But I do want to reiterate. When Philip showed me this movie, and I get it. When Philip showed me this movie, and another friend of the show, Jimmy, also is a huge fan of this movie, right?
Yeah.
And both of you were like, it's my favorite Kurt Russell. It's my favorite John Carpenter. Kurt Russell's such a badass in this movie, right? Which I get. Again, not talking shit here. I watched it because you guys had seen it since you were like 6 years old.
Oh yeah, fucking kids. Yeah.
Right. So if you're 6 years old watching this for the first time, Kurt Russell's the man, right?
Yeah.
I watch it as a 30-year-old for the first time, and I was like, wait, Kurt Russell's a fucking retard in this. Like, Kurt
Oh no,
Russell's,
he's very bumbling.
no. He's a moron in this movie. And it hit me the first time watching it, and then we looked up John Carpenter, who pretty much dispelled any confusion on the matter, where it was like, no. This movie is about the second character thinks he's the main character.
Yeah.
Jack Burton in this movie, if you look at every other this type of buddy movie, Jack Burton would be the fucking second guy. He would be the comic relief dumbass best friend of the main character. And that's what's so smart about this movie is he takes the dumbass best friend and makes him the main character, which just increases the comedy of it. Makes it like this is genuinely a funny movie.
It is.
Which is great because, you and I talk about John Carpenter all the time, but besides this movie, John Carpenter does not go for many laughs in his movies.
No.
Like, think about it. Escape from New York, not a lot of laughs.
No.
Halloween, pretty much no laughs. They Live has some fucking laughs. They Live is funny.
They Live.
But what? Assault on Anus 13, not a lot of laughs. Sorry?
The Thing, no laughs at all.
The Thing is like
Yeah.
like negative laughs. in that fucking movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
but this movie is genuinely fucking funny. There's a scene where they're in the underground sneaking into the lair and they're in a tunnel and that big ugly floating head shows
Yeah.
up, right? Looking like a fucking like a
Like
looking like what?
that thing from Doom, that big eyeball monster that comes at you.
Oh, see, I always thought it just kind of looked one of the great lost, garbage pail kids, right?
Okay, yeah. He went down to disposal.
Yeah, disposal Danny, right? Garbage disposal
Oh,
Danny, and he comes floating towards Jack Burton, Kurt Russell's character, and Kurt Russell shoots at it, and it escapes the shots. And everybody's looking at him like, "What the fuck was that?" And he goes, "Oh, you don't know till you try." Like that's
yeah.
such a fucking great comedy bit, right? Like a little moment right there. But it was funny to me watching it, being like, "He's not a badass. He's an idiot." And then I came back to you because we did cover this movie long time ago on an earlier version of the show, and I laid out my case why he's an idiot and he's not actually the main character. And the look in Philip's face was, and again, I get it because Kurt Russell is the man. He looked at me like I just said Kurt Russell's a bitch. Like you looked shocked, you looked hurt, and I get it. That would piss
Yeah.
me off if the roles were reversed and you came to me and you're like, dude, he's wearing high heels all throughout the thing. I'd be like, shut up. And then I go looking at him like, oh my God, he is. Oh my God, and he's got beautiful little feet
Beautiful feet.
and a big heart-shaped apple bottom booty. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
But did he have the furs?
Well, hold on, let me check Mr. Skin.
So if
Yes.
he doesn't have fur, okay.
Yeah, he was penis and furs.
Penis and furs. Okay, we're gonna go penis and furs today.
Yeah. So, are you a like when you're watching this movie as a kid and you have your little penis
Yeah.
and when your little penis starts getting it starts like acting weird.
Yeah, it starts quacking.
Yeah, when you were like 23, 24 and your penis started like getting unnecessarily hard for no
My
reason.
balls finally dropped at 23.
You remember?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So when you were watching the movie and it made like your little 24-year-old prepubescent pee-pee start getting hard, was Kim Cattrall, was she one of your ladies or no?
I would think so.
Like your little pee-pee would get hard at her?
Sure. Yeah. My little pee pee would get hard at her.
See, mine only gets hard at Victor Wong.
Okay.
Yeah. And it is medical because he's not my type. I'm not into octogenarian actors.
With a huge eyeball.
Yeah, well, the huge eyeball. I mean, look, I like a stiff one eye, like the next gay guy, but not like an
Yeah.
80-year-old stiff one eye. You know what I mean?
Oh wow, you're an ageist.
Oh no.
Wow.
Okay, so hold on. Fuck! I don't want to get canceled. Stop. Seriously, we're not entering 2024 getting canceled. Okay, so let me try and undo that. I'm gonna cut this out and we'll just retake this part.
Okay.
Oh man, I love blowing 80-year-old men.
That's so progressive of you.
Thank you. And do you like blowing 80-year-old men?
Of course. I love it.
Oh, so you just fetishize octogenarians? That's also kind of fucked up though. Like that's
Oh
abuse.
no, I don't
You're gonna
fetishize
get
it.
us canceled. Let's just do this. Hold on, we'll take it back. I respect 80-year-old people, and while Philip likes to blow them, I'll at least make out with one at like a drive-by truckers show.
That sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
Sounds about right with that band. Oh, then 80-year-old, you're gonna get blown.
I got to get into them, man, because the songs you've played for me from them, it's kind of like a really low key country replacement. They're kind of like Lucero kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah.
and I
I
dig.
see that a lot.
I like that kind of shit. Um, but anyways, so okay, let's see. We would make out with the 80-year-old man. Your 25-year-old PP would sometimes get hard at women.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. Kurt Russell's in this. It's funny. I'm trying to think what else we got to say about this. I mean, look, we got more time, but
I like the special effects and stuff.
motherfucker. Okay, so do
Just
me a favor. I have to pee pee. Can you
okay.
and don't do the thing where you go, I don't know how to talk, even though I've been podcasting for 9 years. Talk about your favorite special effects. And if you run
Okay.
out of steam and I'm not back, just talk about life, bro. You're the new Mark Maron. Just talk about your cats.
Okay.
All right, I'll be right back. Pow, I just shit my pants.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. I like the special effects in the movie, especially when they go and they're swimming down to like the where like the skeletons are on the chains. I thought that looked pretty cool because like it was like rotting flesh. Looked very gnarly. Um, of course, there's the iconic alleyway fight between the two gangs that they get caught up in. When the elemental guys come in, like you have the wind guy, the lightning guy, the strong guy that puffs up, then he explodes. That was fucking hilarious. I got to bring that up to Mike. But let's see, the part where yeah, like all the lightning and shit. Lived in the lightning. It was I was a kid then, so I was like, "Whoa, this is like Mortal Kombat," and I loved it. It's a great movie. It's my top John Carpenter and my top Kurt Russell. So I think yeah, it's in two categories as number one. It's that fucking good of a movie. What the hell's he doing? Let's see. Yeah, James Hong actually recently got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Fucking finally, the guy's like 90 something. Guy deserved it. He played all the good villains in like action movies and shit. I think he's in The Perfect Weapon. That's a movie with Jeff Speakman, little known martial arts guy, and Michael's back. All right. So I was talking to them about the special effects, and I was like, oh, the one guy that could like inflate himself, that was
Oh,
that was so great.
did that?
That
I was wondering about this actually because I rewatched it a couple days ago for the show, and did that freak you out at all when you were a kid? Like, 'cause I never saw it, and I just
yeah.
imagined that would fucking wig me out.
Well, that whole movie used to wig me out. I just loved it so much. Like
Yeah.
the part with like the underwater part with the corpses, like
Oh
underwater.
yeah.
That looked fucking gnarly.
Hmm. Yeah, I loved that. Um, so you and I have a big teaser we have to do here in a second for this next episode. We're special episode we're putting out. So I guess just to kind of wind it down a bit, if I had to do my top five and you had to do your top five, John Carpenter's off the dome,
Okay.
you know your number one's Big Trouble. I know my number one is Escape from New York. What's five through one? Counting down from five.
Okay.
I'll go first while you think.
Actually, number five would be They Live.
They Live, okay. My number five would be Christine. Okay.
Let's see.
My number four would be Halloween.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, because Halloween. I mean, look, Halloween is not his greatest. I mean, I get it being everybody's favorite. It's fucking gnarly, but it's not my favorite. But it's definitely my number four. What's your number four?
Oh, that would be Halloween.
Okay, if you wind up just saying what I say, I'm gonna be so mad at you,
We might have
Missy.
the same list.
You always pull this.
I do not.
All right, tell me your number three.
Okay, The Thing.
That's my number three, Dick. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. My number three. I was just
Oh
kidding.
no,
My number
you like some
three.
good movies.
My number three would be Big Trouble in Little China.
Okay,
My number two is The Thing.
okay. My number two is Escape from New York.
Oh, really? Okay. My number one, well, we've already said mine is Escape from New York, and yours?
Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Vampire Dollar Signs.
Yeah, I like Vampire Dollar Signs.
I actually like that movie, but I haven't seen it in
I do too.
like 10 years. I wonder if it holds up. When's the last time you saw Vampires?
A couple years ago.
Held up?
Yeah,
I love
it
James
holds up
Woods.
in the top 10. I
It's
guess it would be like my number seven because my number six would be Christine.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I love vampires, and part of it's because look, man, I really do like James Woods. Mainly
Yeah.
politically.
Uh huh.
No, I'm kidding. It so sucks that I remember Hondro when I told him, he's QAnon and shit. He was like, "What the fuck?" Like he was like, James Woods should be like he's this sex pest '70s holdover edgy character
Yeah.
actor. I just figure he'd be just at the very least like your average garden variety kind of Hollywood liberal. If
Yeah.
if not even like far left, I could see him being like, I mean, I was listening to fucking Chomsky, but instead, no, he's just like this fucking right wing nut job, and I hate that, but I don't care. I love James Woods in anything I see him in, except for Twitter.
Same here. I don't care. It's like I'm not the guy that's like I'm not gonna watch this actor because of his beliefs. I'm like, no, I'm
No, that's what
watching
the
an act.
right wing does. That's lame.
Yeah.
I'm not watching Taxi Driver ever again. It's like, okay, I don't know
I,
why you did to begin with if you're upset that he doesn't like Trump.
yeah.
Like, Taxi Driver's a wild fucking movie for
Yeah.
some weird Christian conservative to be watching to begin with, to be honest. Oh,
Yeah.
man, you want to fuck this underage girl? She'll make you come so hard. Like, that's an upsetting fucking movie,
Yeah.
you know? Um, I gotta say, I love this movie. If I had to give it a rating, well, you know what? Phil, this is your pick. This is your favorite movie. We're winding up the month with it, the 2 month. um, what do you give this out of 100?
I'm gonna give it 100.
God damn.
Yeah.
Of course, it's your favorite. I mean, favorite movies of all time. Is this in the top five? I
Yeah.
don't need your top five, but is it in the top five?
Yes.
Okay. Then of course it's 100. I get it. For me, I'm gonna give it 100 too. Like Escape from New York, I think is 101 Dalmatians level 101, but like I fucking love this movie. I think it's flawless. I think it's creative as shit. It's hilarious. It's just also so well fucking made.
Yeah.
Like the final battle sequence, which is
Looks
chaotic as shit, but it looks so good. It looks like a
like
Chinese restaurant.
yeah, like the light. Oh yeah, it does.
Like the
It looks
neon lights.
like a 1990s Chinese restaurant.
Okay, look, Philip's going to get this reference. I don't know if this is a national chain, but Phil, it looks like you're inside 1999 Golden Buddha.
Golden Buddha. It
Yeah,
does. It
dude,
looks like Golden Buddha.
it looks like you're in Golden Buddha, which
Yeah.
again, I don't know if that's a national chain. If you're in Boston, I would say it looks like you're at fucking Kowloon's. Like it's just this
Yeah.
upsettingly fucking corny.
Neon lights and like the golden tigers.
It's so perfect, dude. I love this movie, and this is one of those movies that Usually on the show, Philip and I either see a movie neither of us has seen, or we cover a movie that we both know. Sometimes, and we should do this more going forward in the future, which we're about to discuss the future a little bit. Um, this is one of those ones where Philip was like, "You've never seen this? We have to do this one." And I was like, "Fine, fine, fine. I just don't think I like it." And then woke up one morning, got myself a gun. No, but I woke up one morning and I plopped it on the TV, and I was like, "This is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Why did it take me 3 decades to get to it?"
Sometimes that happens with movies.
Yeah, but Phil, you remember I went out and got the fucking tank top.
Yeah.
I've seen this movie, and so what? 6 years now it's been. I've seen this movie probably 15 times now. Like I just love it, dude. That's
Yeah,
one of
I
those
don't.
movies you can put on while you're doing like laundry and shit.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
one of those that's that great.
Goddamn love it. So I always owe you one for that, dude, because that was such a
Yeah.
great recommendation. My God. Okay, so look, to the people who on YouTube, link is in the description. And people watching this on YouTube, well, subscribe if you can. Which you can. So please, uh, this was a fun fucking journey doing the John Carpenter month. In fact, it's been a fucking fantastic year, which we're going to talk about in depth obviously the next episode coming out. Might even be coming out in a couple days. And it's we'll let you know on all the socials and stuff when it drops, but it's our years. How do you say this phrase?
New Year's.
Happy New Year's. It's our Happy New Year's episode, and Philip and I are we're gonna be taking a look back at all the stuff we've done over the past 9 years. Listen to me,
9 whole years.
Phil. 9 years
Yeah.
we've been doing this. And it's been stop and start. There were whole years we didn't even fucking sit down in front of a microphone. So we're going to be covering a lot of stuff. We're going to have hopefully some old friends of the show. We're going to swing by and say hello. It's going to be a big episode because we're kind of moving in a new direction, which I think a lot of people probably noticed the past, 3, 4, 5 months, especially the past year, is we added a video component. And then we started being like, what if we made parodies? So we're going to be covering a lot of stuff. It's basically going to be the best of 2023. It's going to be a clip show, but it's also going to be the plans for the new year because, and I can tell you this much, is the audio version of this podcast is coming to an end. Next episode is the final episode you will ever hear, at least I think so, of Movie Podcast Now or any Philip and Michael property. We've been doing it for 9 years. It's been a million different fucking names. It started out as Philip Goes to Hollywood.
Hollywood.
And then what was the one that I was the host of that we did around the same time?
Permanent Smile.
A Permanent Smile, which was sort of me and Philip trying to do like a Mr. Rogers type thing, but like edgy, weird kind of Mr. Rogers, which was fucking fun, but it only lasted like 4 episodes. Then it was Action Movie Podcast Now. Oh, no. Sorry. Then it was the Philip and Michael Show.
Yeah.
PMS.
Yeah, it was the Philip and Michael Show, and then PMS with a Vengeance.
Then it was PMS with a Vengeance, which was that same format, but about action movies. Then it became Action Movie Podcast Now. Then it became Slasher Movie Podcast Now, which is still the biggest hit we did in terms of audio only. And then it became just Movie Podcast Now. Whatever we want to talk about, whatever you want to hear us talk about. Again, if you have an idea for a movie, leave us a comment or email us at pmssubject@gmail.com. But we've done a bunch of stuff, and the truth is, the YouTube version of the show gets the most traction, gets the most comments. It's we're on Facebook when we share the videos, or we're on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. We get a lot of looks, a lot of looky
Yeah, we get a
sees.
lot. Yeah, way a hell of a lot.
A hell of a lot. Let's be honest. A hell of a lot more. Like, it's actually a property people enjoy. It's a fucking show people really like. And as much as I love podcasting, like literally audio only, you could get it on fucking iTunes back in the day, like the Ricky Gervais show and fucking Comedy Bang Bang and Mark Maron's what the fuck, like all that kind of stuff. I love podcasting. But not as much as just making these fucking parodies, dude. They're so fun. Like, Philip and I are making movies now.
Making movies.
They're short fucking movies. They're parodies, but goddamn. So the next one we've got coming out is going to be the parody that accompanies this episode for Big Trouble in Little China. I think its official title is Michael Gets Us Canceled for Trying to Parody Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, and Philip turns in legit one of his best. No. His best performance since, of course, Blake Piskin, the real Snake Plissken. But Phil, is there anything you want to say before we, wrap it up? I know we've got a whole episode about this, but like, fuck, man, 9 years.
9 years. And 9 more. 9 more. 9 more.
Well, hold
9
on.
more.
Hold on. I meant 9 years of the audio version, which we're ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and me doing parodies and eventually full on like original short films and maybe even feature length. That's not going to stop. I'm
Yeah.
saying, is there anything you want to say about the end of the podcast? Because dude, we did that. That was our bread and butter for like 8 years.
Yeah. All good things come to an end, and to make room for gooder things.
That's right. I hope you brought your hungry hats, ladies and gentlemen, because it's not just seconds at this point. These are ninths. We're bringing ninths.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I give it 100. Phil gives it 100. This movie's amazing. But join us next week because we're ending the show. And, Phil, it's going to be a spooktacular that's probably going to go for 2 hours. It's going to be a long episode.
Game.
Awesome, brother. Okay, well, if you want to reach us, you can reach us again at pmssubject@gmail.com, or you can like and subscribe on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. And, I don't know, I feel kind of emotional talking about the end of the show.
Yeah. It's
I know it's not the end of you and me making stuff. This
I
is
know.
actually like we're springboarding into something bigger, but it's just I don't know, man. Sitting there having the microphone talking and shit. We did that for years.
Yeah.
Look, Phil's really upset about this. He doesn't like being on video. He didn't want the show to end, and he has been threatening suicide daily for months. But it's mostly about stuff like when I go over to his place, he's like, "Hey, could you give me a pack of cigarettes?" And if I don't text back immediately with a yes, he texts back, "Or I will slit my goddamn throat."
Yeah. Haven't yet. And I did get my cigarette.
He did. That's right. The day I show up without the smokes, the day I show up without his timeless time dollar pack of cigarettes, he's gonna fucking end it.
L&M.
Dude, L&M Blues.
And the Reds.
Oh, well, that's because you're a hardcore punk motherfucker, dude.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm
We're,
all about the hardcore
yeah.
punk.
Whereas I'm more of like a pop ska kid.
Yeah.
So I get the
Like
blues.
Jake.
Yeah, less than Jake for sure. Anyways, join us next week. We'll see you then. And Phil, I'm emotional about it. This is gonna be a big episode then.
No.
I just don't even know if I can look at you anymore.
I don't know what to do, baby girl.
Well, baby boy.
Baby boy, baby girl.
Well, I think me being baby girl, you being baby boy, we should have sex, and that will produce an adult man.
Okay. Yes,
It
that is
works in the
now
opposite.
in this dimension.
All right, see you next week.
See ya.